Well, it has been a long time, but this is the In Search SEO podcast where search marketing dreams come true. This week we get into it with the 3 most important developments in SEO during 2018, and the answer might surprise you. Where is SEO heading in 2019, and how did voice search perform in 2018? Tons of data tidbits. I am your host, Mordy, and I am joined by the astonishing, the convincing, the menacing Jacqueline Harcum. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to be back. Did you do anything nice this New Year's?
No, I kind of fell asleep.
Me too. I was
Sad.
in bed by like 9:30.
Oh, it's so sad. You know what? It doesn't. I don't. It's beyond me. I don't care anymore.
Overrated,
Yeah,
huh?
whatever.
Yeah.
I'd rather just get a good night's sleep. My kids never.
Agree.
If my kids will
agree.
give me the good night's sleep, I don't care if it's New Year's. I don't care what day of the year it is. I'm going to sleep.
I agree.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, before we get going, we release a new episode of the In Search SEO podcast each and every Tuesday. You can find the podcast on the Rank Ranger blog, along with some other great content written by somebody I know. You can find it on SoundCloud, on Spotify, on Stitcher, and so forth. And do not forget, you can also subscribe on iTunes, which we would love if you did. So go ahead, do it. Great. So it's been a long time. I hope you've been well, all of you out there in the wider audience, since we've been gone. We're very glad to be back in this new year. In fact, we have a very special episode for you today where we look back and reflect and think and analyze and complain a little bit about some of the big ticket items from 2018. And of course, we'll get into a lot of analysis and getting to those little signals and tidbits that Google drops, those hints that may point to where things are heading. So buckle up. We are back. Okay, let's kick this thing off with a special take on what's hot in SEO with What's Hot in SEO, the 2018 edition.
Red Hots! Get your Red Hots here!
So there were just so many stories in 2018, yada, yada, yada. 2018 was the biggest year in SEO, yada, yada, yada. I love all the cliches we use at the end of the year. Okay, why can't you just say, you know what, 2017 was a loser of a year, 2018 is the best ever. Well, until 2019 comes around, and then 2018 is a downright letdown, and 2019 is the best ever. I don't know why we do this. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, it's all about the way you present it. Like, I don't know about you. I wouldn't want to eat something if it didn't look appetizing, and I wouldn't want to listen to something if it wasn't the best thing ever.
Right, 2018 was the best ever, like every other year.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, and like every other year, 2018 had a lot of important SEO developments. Like, oh yeah, that was a garbage year, 2017. Nothing happened. There's nothing wrong with this not being the most stupendous, the most fabulous year in SEO ever. We're just going to call it and say it for what it is. It's a good year. It was a big year. It was an important year. There's a lot of good stuff, a lot of important stuff, a lot of confusing stuff going on in SEO in 2018. So let's have at my top 3 most important SEO developments, the most important SEO news stories of 2018. And you think I might be nuts, but here are my top 3. Go to commercial. Okay, this would be the perfect time. We had commercials to go to commercial. You're hanging. You're waiting for my top 3. I'm going to make you listen to a Geico ad first.
I hate when they do that.
I know. And it's always a Geico ad afterwards. I mean, in the States. I don't know if you're listening in another country. It might not be Geico. Do you have Geico? I don't know. Okay, it doesn't matter. By the way, if you are a hokey nutritional supplement and are an injury lawyer, both, if you do both, even better, come on and we'll advertise on the SEO In Search SEO podcast, because we would love those kind of terrible spammy ads. Yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah, that's good.
I would be very surprised if some hokey nutritional supplement or injury
to
lawyer,
us.
right,
Yeah.
came, hey, can we advertise?
Rank Ranger, yes.
Yes, we love your podcast, and we want to advertise our supplement. Okay. Here are the top 3. Number 3, the Medic update. Number 2, no organic results on the SERP in some cases. And number 1, the number 1 most important story of the year. Of course, I'm going to analyze all these and tell you why I think they're number 3, 2, and 1. And I'm not going to get to it just yet. I'm going to stall by saying a couple of things before I get to number 1 story of the year, news development of the year, most important thing of the year. And the most important thing of the year is, well, the most important thing of the year in 2018, not 2019, the 2018 year. I'm done. I should just say it.
Like,
right?
insert drum roll right now.
Okay. The 20th anniversary updates Google announced. Number 1.
Oh, no mobile first indexing or no voice search? No search console? None of those?
Was I not clear? Okay, I'm kidding.
No, you're pretty clear. You're pretty.
No, none of those.
What's in the water where you live?
Some hydrogen. I don't know, a little bit more oxygen.
Yeah, pass it over.
Okay. I'm going to go to oxygen bar. Okay. I'm not saying that you're right. Okay, mobile first. I'm not saying those things are not important. That'd just be stupid. Yeah, mobile first indexing is not important. Though, by the way, I do think mobile is way overhyped, and I will get to that shortly. So let's just go through these one by one. Okay, the Medic update. Why is the Medic update number 3 on my list?
Because it was one of the biggest updates we've seen in some time, and it even shook up the top ranking position on the SERP.
That's true, but no, that's not why.
All right, let's hear it.
It's number 3 because of what it impacted. YMYL sites, your money, your life sites. Well, more than that, it's because there seems to be a correlation. I'm going to go out on a limb again and say this. A correlation to what happened algorithmically and what Google added in 2018 to its quality rater guidelines. Meaning, it seems to me, and you can see our case study on the Rank Ranger blog, along with some other great content by me. But I'm plugging myself. Go check out the Rank Ranger blog and look at all the good stuff I put out there. You can see on the Rank Ranger blog, we have a post about Google site profiling abilities, that Google was profiling sites according to their core intent and demoting any sites with conflicting profiles as a result of the Medic update. And so meaning like a site portraying itself as a helpful content site, then in reality, it was trying to sell you something and was really a strong e-commerce profile to it. Well, when it came to YMYL sites, and there it impacts safety. In other words, if you're, let's say, a sports site, and you're really trying to sell something as opposed to writing about sports, okay, that's kind of a spammy thing to do. But if you're, let's say, a medical site, you're talking about pharmaceuticals, and you're really not intending to help the user with content, but you're really trying to sell something, your supplement or whatever it is, okay, that raises a lot of red flags. Maybe the content you're offering is not really safe for consumption, and that can actually hurt somebody, whereas the wrong score or wrong sports analysis is not really going to hurt anybody, unless you're like my uncle will go crazy, okay? That's a totally different story.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
anyway, we don't want to get into it. So when it came to YMYL sites, where safety becomes a question, we saw a lot of sites getting hit where there was a secondary or a subtle or undercover latent profile that was not in line with their core intent. Now, safety is part of the new quality rater guidelines, safety for YMYL sites. So now, you might not agree with this, okay? You might not agree with the notion that Google may be algorithmically doing something similar to some of the things it updated in its quality rater guidelines, okay? Now, even if you don't buy that argument, and there's a lot of people who don't, I respect that and I get that. I disagree. Okay, I am still putting the Medic update number 3 on my list solely for the amount of discourse it created around this very question. Okay, that's how significant I think EAT as an algorithmic question is. Okay, number 2, 0 organic results. Okay, we all know the story. Google tested no organic results on the SERP for specific queries for a while. And then Google pulled them back, and then lo and behold, a few months later, Google brought them back to the mobile SERP and said 0 organic results SERPs are here to stay for a very limited number of queries. I haven't even seen one since, by the way.
Well, isn't this more of a shock and awe? Isn't this like more a shock and awe story more than one that is worth being considered the number 2 story of the year?
Yeah, I hear that, and I dismiss it.
And I'm about to hear why.
No, I'm not gonna give you any reason. No, of course I'm gonna give you a reason.
Of course.
Okay. On the surface, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. But to me, this is considered voice search. Okay, you asked me why I didn't list something like voice search in my top 3. Well, I did, just in a roundabout way. Because if I said it once, and I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it again at some point down the line, because that's just how it goes. There's no reason for Google to spend time casting off organic results for a better user experience. Okay, who cares? Okay, no user saying, hey, I came to this SERP. Why are there so many results here? All I want is an answer box. Okay, if Google left the organic results, the user still has the option to engage with the answer box. If it searches for weather in Chicago, you can see the weather box. You have the organic results. No one's upset there are organic results there. Does it really result in a better user experience? No. So then why would Google spend all this time and energy knocking off organic results if no one really cares if they're there, even if you don't use them anyway? And the answer is voice search. Because doing so, having only one true answer, creates a new way of relating to Google, okay? It makes Google the sole provider of content. which is the dynamic of voice search. Google is using the SERP itself to create a voice search mentality. Thus, zero organic results are number 2 on my list. And number one being Google's 20th anniversary updates. Now, okay, for this one, you can go into all the changes to this and to that and to this and to that and the update to this and the change to that and this and this and this and that and this and that and that and this. My mouth hurts. Your ears hurt. Okay, you have the the Discover feed and you have Google Lens and you have this card and you have that card. Whatever. Not important from this perspective. Don't take my words out of context.
Oh God, too much.
From
eggnog
this
over the
perspective,
holidays?
it's not
Wow.
eggnog. Is that not kosher?
I don't know.
Okay, I've never had eggnog.
Neither have I. Are we missing out? Do you think we are? I mean, I'm fine.
I don't know. It's alcoholic, right? Yeah. I
So,
feel like I should have that.
we should
I've had every
definitely
other
try it.
alcoholic drink on the planet. Okay. So the changes that Google actually made as a result of their 20th birthday bash announcements, okay, those are just details of the real story, which is search as a journey. Okay, as part of these changes, Google changed its very language, how it talks about search, what it refers to as a search journey. Okay, Google started talking about search as a journey with his 20th anniversary updates, announcements, whatever you want to call them. Okay, this is a new outlook, a new search philosophy, a new way to look at search altogether. So how could this not be the top story of the year? Okay, it means Google's taking a new approach to search, which means, well, new approach means it's a new approach to what Google shows on the SERP, vis-a-vis SERP features. Okay, what does it show within these SOAP features?
It is a tongue twister.
It is a tongue twister. What is Google showing you within these SERP features? Okay, such as now you have custom mobile, mobile knowledge panel with custom tabs depending upon the query, depending upon the entity that you're looking at. Okay, it means a new approach to where URLs might show up within these different SERP features, and new opportunities given to URLs and where they show up even organically. If, for example, okay, Google's now treating search as a journey, seeing a query as the beginning of a process, well, Google may decide to show other URLs within the organic results so as to afford you the ability to continue that journey. Whereas if you don't see search as a journey, all you get are the URLs for what you need right here, right now. Okay? Notice if Google sees search, any given search, as a step in the overall process, as one step in the overall journey, that changes how Google shows everything.
That's quite abstract, Morty. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why there's such apprehension of going abstract in SEO. Okay, theoretical might be a better word. You know what I'm saying. Okay, you're getting at the root cause of something. I really don't get it. I know people are short on time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But without a foundational understanding of what's happening, all you have is a bit here, a bit there, right? Okay, okay, so this is the end of year special, even though it's the beginning of a new year. Whatever, reflecting back on last year, it's special. Just take my word for it, okay? So this is another special version of Mordy's SEO pet peeves. SEO tips are great. Technical know-how, great. But where's the foundational knowledge? Every article I see, another 5 tips for this, another 5 tips for that. And I'm not bashing that. That's good, okay? But a tip here and a tip there doesn't offer you direction. Doesn't offer you a way to form a new strategy. Okay, knowing what Google did is good. Having a sense of what it means is vital. Okay, where is search going? What's actually happening? I was writing a blog last week. It's one of those blogs where I offer some tips, but by the way, I saved the tips for last and explained what was happening in search first so that you understood why these tips made sense. I even wrote in the post. By the way, the post is not out yet. The third plug today, check out the Rank Ranger blog. I'm like, it's a new year, forgive me. I even wrote in the post, okay? I know I'm supposed to offer you the tips first, but I'm not going to do it so that you understand the context that these tips fall into. It's like a drug, okay? We want more news, more tips, okay? But by the way, these tips are usually just the same thing regurgitated in another way. And that is me bashing something because I just see the same thing over and over and over. And I feel most times I click on an article, and I'm excluding certain publications like Search Engine Land. Their stuff is always very, very, very timely. But some of these more sites focused on tips, I open an article and I feel literally, ugh, it's the same thing again. I can't deal with it. Okay, that is like super pet peeve. So I'm not even getting. I have that saved up for a special episode, an even more special episode than this one.
Even more.
Yeah. I have a whole thing. It's like stashed away from when I need it most.
I believe it.
I'll put it like this, okay? I would say the difference is between someone who does SEO and someone who knows SEO is that the latter understands what's happening directionally. It's easier to fix something based on a tip, right? I have a technical problem. Here's a tip. Great. I know how to fix it. And that's good. That's why I'm saying tips are good. You need tips. I'm not in any way bashing good, original, well-written, clear to understand SEO tips, okay? But you can't make a decision about how to approach your overall SEO strategy without understanding.
For sure.
Okay? And I think as Google's making more sweeping changes, or changes that are reflective of a more abstract set of considerations, as Google gets deeper and deeper into its search philosophy, it's going to be exponentially more important to understand what the heck is going on, and not just a tip here and a fix there and a news story here. So that's my pet peeve. I'll say it's more important than ever to have a more foundational understanding as Google does take more leaps and bounds in its search philosophy, and that will help you more and more in 2019. That's a 2019 prediction.
All right. Well,
So
thanks
I'll end
for
up
sharing.
You're welcome. I'll end up my complaining with a prediction.
Yeah.
More foundational understanding will be more important than ever.
Okay.
Brilliant
agree.
prediction. You could have said that any year, but I think it's true this year too.
I agree.
All right, fine. You know what? Okay. Speaking of a deeper SEO awareness and broader understanding of what's driving SEO, let's reflect back on the year by reading between the lines of SEO in 2018. You know, mobile first got a lot of attention in 2018. And mobile in general got a lot of attention because don't forget, you had the speed update, making, speed a ranking factor on mobile. I always feel they should name these things something that's not intuitive, just to mess with their heads, like it's a little less obvious. Oh, yeah, the speed update, that's probably about links. All right, anywho, there was a lot of talk about mobile in 2018. So many changes to mobile SERP features, mobile this, mobile that. But when I think about 2018 and I think mobile, and with all its big name changes, I think it's a bit of a red herring, a bit of a ringer. Get it? A ringer, as in a dupe, but as in a mobile phone rings.
Oh, God, please stop. But yes, I do agree. 2018 was for sure mobile's year.
Yeah, right? But going forward, I don't think mobile's going to dominate the conversation because I think in many ways, 2018 was the pinnacle of mobile conversation.
So where do you think things are going? Where are we going to talk about this year? User intent?
Actually, in a way, yeah. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, see, I think the opposite about user intent than I do mobile. I think user intent, despite how much we do talk about it, is an undervalued topic. Okay? And part of that is that we just don't know so much about it, or as much as we would like to. And for starters, it's not an easy topic to research. It's hard to research. You have to get a little bit creative in how you go about figuring out how Google's looking at intent.
Yeah.
Well, fourth plug. Blog post pending on that topic.
Okay. All right. You got it. Yes.
Nice. Oh, man, I'm going overboard today. The Rank Ranger blog. We also offer tools also besides our blog. Anyway. Oh, boy. Okay. So, yeah, it's hard to research. That's one. Okay. And Google does not issue definitive statements in general. And it definitely does not issue definitive statements around user intent at all, if ever. Like nothing, bupkis, zero. Okay. So that's why we call this segment Reading Between the Lines, because we don't have anything besides reading between what Google offers here and there. Get it?
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, hardy har har. We're so funny in 2019.
Hilarious.
Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. Look, in talking about user intent, okay, and talking about search journeys, what does it all mean, okay? If we're going to look at 2018 and all the things we're talking about, and Google running this new search philosophy, search as a journey, and the implications for user intent, what does it actually look like?
What does it mean?
Yeah.
Google's targeting more intent simultaneously on the same SERP or through different SERP features.
Right. Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think there's much more to that. Okay, it's qualitatively different.
Okay.
Okay, follow me.
Okay.
Okay, until now, Google has used all sorts of techniques to target multiple user intents. Filtered bubbles in the feature snippets would be a great example of this. Okay, but search as a journey is meant to consider not just multiple intents per se, but rather where the user wants to go. Okay, what's their ultimate objective? Okay, via search. In that sense, it's predictive. Okay, meaning I think that where we're going is to a place where Google uses machine learning not to respond or to better target more users, but to predict where a user will want to go. Now, what they need to do in order for that to continue, they want to predict what the user will need in order to continue their search journey seamlessly. Okay, which does mean, by the way, targeting more intents or targeting perhaps multiple intents. But that's more accidental to me at this point. Okay, it really means offering the user the opportunity to continue their search, meaning showing them or giving them access to content that will lead them to the next step in their search's overall aim, hence the term search journey. And they need to do that right there on the initial SERP. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And to do this, at least for now, because it is the easiest way to do this, Google is going to use its SERP features, and it already has, okay? You've seen this, and I mentioned it in this podcast already, okay? One dog species or one movie title often has different mobile knowledge panel tabs than another. Okay, so the easiest place that Google can place content or URLs or whatever it is to help you continue your search journey is in the SERP features, right? I'm not saying that organically you can't do it either, but for now it's going to be heavy in the SERP features because it's just so much easier. It's in a way, I guess you want to call it the evolution of SERP features. And okay, SERP features have a lot of bells, a lot of whistles. But what I think you're going to get going forward are SERP features that focus less on the bells and the whistles and the filter and this and that, and more on offering or opening up avenues to more content. Okay, they're going to be like a precursor to additional content. In a way, Google's putting okay, I'll give you a good example. Reserve with Google. Okay, Google put Reserve with Google in the local pack, and that's an example of this. How is that an example of this? Because it's not content per se. Reserve with Google is just what lets you reserve or book an appointment somewhere. How is Google putting the Reserve with Google program in the local pack part of what I'm talking about? Part of Google offering you more content or access to more content to continue your search journey? Okay, let's think about it like this. You're a user. You're looking for a restaurant. What are you going to do next? What do you think you're going to do next? You're going to book a table, right? You're going to make a reservation. Unless you're going to McDonald's, right? That would be weird. And it'd be weird if they even had a Reserve with Google program for McDonald's, but okay.
Hilarious.
But most of the time, if you're looking at a decent restaurant, you're going to want to reserve a table.
Yeah,
so what
sure.
did Google do? They gave you access to reserve a table right there in the local pack, meaning Google saying, we're looking at the user, and we're looking at where the user wants to go. We're predicting where the user wants to go. So it makes sense for us to put a place to reserve a table at a restaurant right there in the local pack for them. And I know this is a cliche, but I'm telling you, big changes are coming fast in this regard. And they're coming faster than you ever thought of, in more ways than you ever thought of. And it's going to change the way SEO looks, and it's going to change the way it does fast. And I know, you can say that a million times, but I really mean it this time. Not that I've said it before. You know what? We've gone over 2018. Oh, wait, I totally forgot the poll question. Poll question.
Yes.
It's a good time for a poll question.
It's the best.
Where's my head in 2019? I left it in 2018.
I'm not even going to answer that.
If your head weren't attached to your neck, it's my fourth grade teacher. I don't know what that means. Like,
Where
if my
was
head,
your fourth grade teacher from?
I'd be dead. Like, I wouldn't, if my head weren't attached to my neck, it means I was decapitated.
Oh, God.
I always felt like saying that back, like, what? If my head weren't attached to my neck? Like, what kind of crazy thing is that? Anyway.
Seriously.
This week's poll question, Jacqueline. Tell the folks.
This week, we really want to know what will be the most important item in SEO for 2019.
Right. Okay, what aspect of SEO will be driving the story in 2019? Mobile, search journeys, user intent, voice search, technical SEO, you name it, you let us know. Look out for the poll question on the Rank Ranger Twitter account. Look forward in the blog post where we release this podcast. It'll be on my Twitter account as well. Just stream through the feeds. You will find it. Go to the blog Rank Ranger blog. Again, I'm plugging it again. Look for the blog post that contains this podcast, and you will find a big button that says take the poll. So take the poll or continue with the poll. I forget what language we use. Okay. Anyway, 2018, goodbye. See you.
Sayonara.
At least for the next segment. We're going to go back to it again. But for now, let's look at what 2019 has given us with the news. Go for it, Jacqueline. Take it away with the news.
Hey, good news for NBA fans. Users can now go to Google and vote for their favorite NBA players for the
Google.
The Google.
I'm going to use the Twitter also.
The Twitter. Anyway, the Google. People can now go to Google and vote for their favorite NBA players for the upcoming All-Star game and events. And I personally love this as someone who grew up with basketball fanatics, and I happen to marry one as well. I think it's a great way to get people involved and have a voice, or at least feel like they have one.
Right. What's really interesting here is that this was not Google throwing the feature on the SERP, right? This was a sponsored partnership, which is so interesting. I've always wondered how these things come about. Like, does someone sit there at the NBA headquarters, and there's a commissioner of the NBA sitting there? I wonder if we put all-star voting on the SERP.
Definitely not.
That'll do it for us. But either way, are more such special sponsorships to come in 2019? I don't know.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll have to wait and see.
Keep going with the news.
It was recently reported that Google is testing the Google post back to its original top position rather than being displayed on the bottom. It really seemed that people were not too happy with the change in the first place.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I love Google Posts, okay? First off, in an environment dominated by Google properties, this feature is a bit of light on a dark day. Too dramatic?
I mean, I'm used to it.
Okay. Fine. That means yes. Either way, okay? Sites took a big traffic hit when Google pushed the post down out of view with the move back up towards the top of the knowledge panel. You content creators get to showcase your awesome content for your brand. And I would think that Google would keep posts up towards the top up because why would you push it down?
Right. I didn't get it.
Okay, Google, me neither. Okay, because Google has pushed Google Posts in 2018 very heavily.
Agreed.
In our 2018 roundup, which we released on the Rank Ranger blog, one of the things we went through was Google Posts and Google pushing Google Posts. So how could you possibly push Google Posts
and then hide it?
Who's going to create? Who's going to spend the time to create something if they're just going to be pushed to the bottom? And everyone knows the traffic hit they took because it's right there in your Google My Business.
Yeah, well,
I don't
Google
understand.
feels silly now. They feel silly.
I don't think they feel silly.
No, they
never feel silly. They had a reason for
know
doing
what
this,
they're
and we'll never
doing.
know. It's like they say, Google works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
All right.
Okay.
All right, so it appears that Google has a new feature where if you click on an AMP-based featured snippet in mobile search, Google could jump you down to a specific section on the content as well as highlight the content. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. I think it could be kind of annoying.
Okay, so you click on the featured snippet.
Yeah.
It's only for an AMP page. I had to think about that. Why is it only for an AMP page? Share it. Tell us why you think it's only for an AMP page. It could be technical. Anyway, but you see the highlighted snippet on the actual page. Okay, this is not my point, but it's definitely worth repeating. This is Barry Schwartz's point. If the content on the page is, let's say, it's in the middle of the page somewhere or towards the bottom of the page, right, this highlighted content that is used at the feature snippet, the user might not see any of your CTAs that you had above. And that could be a big problem for you.
Yeah.
And this is my point. What are the chances that a user's going to at least skim or preview the content as a whole if they have the highlighted section there? Meaning your users won't recognize or realize that you are an awesome content authority, pusher of awesome content. Okay, you're not going to increase your fan base or anything like that. They're just going to look at the highlight and move on.
Yeah, good point.
Yes, I'm not sure this is great for sites at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like 2018 was a great year for DuckDuckGo, not to be confused with the game Duck Duck Goose. I always want to say it every time I read it. Anyway, they recently posted on Twitter that they surpassed 9 billion searches for the year, and they seem pretty confident that they will exceed those numbers in 2019.
Great.
Well, good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I always talk about this. I fooled you. You thought I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't tell you I was going to say anything in this one. But I have something.
Oh, you do.
Of course I have something. I didn't add it to our scope and sequence.
Secret.
I talk about this a lot, okay? Momentum. Okay, where's the momentum? And the momentum is behind DuckDuckGo. Yeah, 9 million. It's a big number, not so big, whatever. And I've talked to some people, even here in the Rank Ranger environment, So yeah, it's coming. All right, fine. They're a bit better than before or whatever. It's still Google. But the momentum is with DuckDuckGo. What do I mean? Privacy, okay? All these user concerns about privacy,
totally.
all aligns to where DuckDuckGo wants to go with things, or where they do go with things, okay? All these, you don't see DuckDuckGo showing up in front of Congress,
No.
right? And not because, well, they're not so big they would ever go in front of Congress, but still, you get my point. There's so many concerns about privacy. It's becoming this conscious awareness of privacy concerns. It's finally, come to life in 2018. It's going to continue in 2019, and that works well for DuckDuckGo. The momentum's in their favor, and I'm always a big fan of going where the momentum is. Now I'm done.
No, that was good. Nicely done.
Thank you. All right. So keeping with this theme of 2018 trends, we're going back to 2018, back to the past, not back in the future. It didn't work out. It sounded better in my head. Okay.
I'm sure it did.
Everything sounds better in my head.
Mine too.
Oh, boy. It's just fine. Okay, so keeping 2018 trends in mind, let's go with voice search for our first content of the week in 2019. And this week's content of the week comes from Adam Heitzman of Higher Visibility. Winner! Okay, the name of the article that Adam put out is How Popular is Voice Search? Which does what it's a good title because it does what it tells you. It tells you how popular voice search is. Well done, Adam. So this is a really, really great piece. In fact, I think that this is the best piece of research on voice search, or voice search users, rather.
Wow.
Okay, because you have a lot of which is better, Cortana or Google Home or Alexa versus. This is about voice search users. Why is this the best piece of voice search? Research on voice search users? So much uses of voice search? Because it's clear and it contains everything. I can tell you from personal experience, when I've searched for some data around voice search, it's very, 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 very piecemeal. But this is not. This is entirely comprehensive. So I recommend that you get out there and you read this. Of course, we'll link to this in the blog post on the Rank Ranger blog where we release this podcast. So I think there's 6 or 7 already.
It's fine. Good for you.
Nice.
Keep coming.
I'm always awkward about plugging myself.
You should work.
I hate doing it.
You got to do it.
I hate it, but I'm going to do it. Twice my New Year's resolution is the first one I ever made and the last one I'm ever going to make. I'm going to plug myself more.
You plug away.
Okay. I don't know. Why is it called a plug, by the way?
I don't know.
I have no idea. Okay.
Google it.
No, I'm going to DuckDuckGo it. Okay. Now, there's a ton of data in this piece that Adam put out. So let's get into a few of the tidbits that I found the most interesting. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Stat 1. There was an 11 percentage point jump from 2017 to 2018 when looking at users who use a voice device because it's faster. Meaning, do users want just a quick and easy piece of information? If so, can voice search become a content powerhouse? We've seen and we've talked about on the show, Google wants deeper content, more engaging content to keep users within their voice search ecosystem. But from this stat and the jump from 2017 to 2018, it looks like voice search users just want quick in and out information. Okay. Stat number 2. There are a ton of voice search queries for directions. 40% of people use a voice search device for that purpose, which, by the way, I think would make advertising a bit harder once, Google figures it out, and they'll figure it out. I'm relying on Google here. Okay, Amazon also has the same problem. All the voice device people out there have this problem with advertising, and they'll figure it out. But if you're using your voice device for directions, meaning it's in your car, okay, that's going to make advertising perhaps a little bit more difficult. Okay, sort of the problem that Waze has. I mean, the last thing you want is you plug in the directions, you click go, and here's a 30-second ad while you're driving away and you're lost.
That would be so annoying.
That would be super annoying. 33% of people used the voice devices for weather queries, 24% to find a local business. The point is that once you get to more involved queries, doing a calculation, looking at the news, looking for a recipe, even looking at movie times, the numbers drop off pretty considerably. So again, okay, it does not look like users are looking to voice search for complex issues. Now, that could be because users don't trust it at that level, or they're not really interested. Meaning, deep engagement is not what a user wants from voice search, from a voice device, which is sort of contrary to where Google, at least, I don't know what Amazon is doing with it because we just follow Google, obviously. We follow Amazon a little bit with voice search, but it's all about Google. It's not where Google's going with this. Google wants to create more engaged voice search, voice device experiences. But some of the data here points to being, there being a gap between what Google wants and what the user wants.
Yeah.
Okay, stat number 3. And this is what's concerning to me. You ready?
I'm ready.
36% of users engaged a voice device to ask a fun question.
Of course they did.
Now, why is that concerning? Fun is good. I asked a fun, silly question. Hey, Google Home, what color shirt am I wearing today?
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
Does not compute. Does not compute. My kids, by the way, always like use the Google thing to ask like who's gonna win the game today.
If only.
So 36. What now? I forgot the number already.
I
wrote it down. I wrote it down.
36%.
Okay, 36% of users ask a voice assistant, a voice device, Google Home, Alexa, a stupid, silly question. Now, why is that a problem? Because it makes it a novelty device. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you're Google, if you're Amazon, you're looking at this thing like this is a serious piece of informational device equipment technology. But the user looking at like, yeah, man, this is fun. This is cool. All right, let me ask it a stupid question, right? I don't know. Whatever. I can't think of a stupid question off the top of my head again.
I mean, it's like when I got my iPhone and I was asking Siri like all these ridiculous questions.
Okay, yeah, fine. So it's like great.
Yeah.
Okay, but if it's a novelty, that means that it's a fad.
Yeah.
Okay, and the
It's
numbers
not.
are going to go down.
Agree. Yeah.
So if users are still relating to voice assistants, not as an essential part of their technology world,
But for fun.
but as a stupid thing you can ask a stupid question to, you can't imagine that people are going to keep using it. Yeah, I might buy it. Everyone's buying one, so I'll buy one too. So I can also ask it a stupid question like, how high is Mary Poppins flying when she's on her umbrella?
That's an interesting question.
I bet you Google does know that, though. I don't know.
Sure they
Okay.
do.
Again, check out the post from Adam. Look for it in the link to the blog post. There's a lot of great data I didn't even touch on. Check it out. Worthwhile. Very graphically enticing also. He does a good job with the infographics there. And that is our content of the week for the first week, but we're back in 2019. All right. So we haven't done this in a bit. And you're looking at me, okay? And that is getting to our wacky, weird, and out there fun SEO send-off question. So yeah, we're just like, we're just one of these voice assistant devices. We just ask stupid questions because, hey, it's a novelty. Which is why we do this last, because it's a novelty, and it's a fun way to end off. That's not why we spend billions of dollars investing in voice search technology. Okay, oh man, I love that stat. Okay. Today's question is brought to you by Jacqueline, and today's answer is brought to you by my childhood trauma.
Oh, God.
Yes. Okay, so you elected to keep at it. Okay, you have said,
did.
I am going to write these questions, Morty. You no longer have to do this. And I said, great, because I was sick of doing it, believe it or not.
Oh, God, please. You're just jealous of my mad coming up with question skills or something.
Fine. So your mad skills, let's see what they brought us this week.
Bring it.
Okay. So without further ado, take it away.
Okay. If Google could speak, whose voice would it have?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Yes, I think
That
so
is a
too.
really good, that's
I
probably the
think-
best question we've asked so far.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
Yeah. Okay, so my answer. Are you ready for this? The
No.
all-knowing, always wise Yoda.
Right you are.
As Yoda says, always pass on what you have learned.
Okay, do it in the Yoda voice.
I'm not even
No,
gonna
do
try.
it.
No,
Come on.
I won't do it.
Come on.
No.
Why not?
Okay, let's hear you.
We can always edit it out.
No.
Come on, just do it. We'll edit it out.
No.
Oh,
It's not happening.
I dare you.
No.
Fine. Okay. My answer
Okay, let's
is
hear it.
Ray Romano.
Oh, God.
The total opposite of clear, confident, and self-assured.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay? No. Wait. Just kind of Steve Buscemi. Okay? Just the total opposite of what you would think Google sounds like. Totally awkward. Or Danny DeVito even. Let's do Danny DeVito.
Ah,
Okay?
that could be funny.
That'd be great. Come on. You know what? That should be the official voice for Google Home. Danny DeVito.
That's funny.
You know, or you could change it.
Or
you know-
what about Will Ferrell?
Nah,
What do you mean? That'd be so
he doesn't
unexpected.
have a distinct voice.
But he's hilarious.
He's hilarious, but he doesn't have that voice. It's not like he's like Liam Neeson. He's got like a great voice.
Yeah, that's true.
Or a distinct voice, like James Earl
that's true.
Jones. No, but that'd be great. Like, you know, on Waze you can switch the voices around.
Yeah, that's
okay.
fun.
So you should have it on Google Home, Steve Buscemi. But you're only.
Oh my God, they should have
They should.
actors and actresses or characters.
Yeah, but
I
the
see-
only option should be like
Oh.
someone like Steve Buscemi or Ray Romano. or Danny DeVito.
Right, of course.
Not anyone like Sean Connery. Listen here. The weather outside is 48 degrees. The game is afoot.
Oh my
Okay,
good.
that's it. That'll do it for me today. I'm done. I'm burnt. Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been nice having you back. Oh, wait.
Yes, just
I
a
always
heads up. I
do
know
this.
you always do this, but it's okay. A big new Rank Ranger release is coming in just a few weeks' time. Yeah.
Yeah, again? Nice.
Yes, again. So keep a lookout.
Just a few weeks after our beta reports.
Yes.
Another
nicely
plug.
done. Nicely done.
I'm looking for a
So
raise here.
Keep a lookout for the announcement, guys.
Very cool. Okay, you heard the lady. Keep a lookout for the announcements. Thanks for tuning into the In Search SEO podcast. We're glad to be back in this new year of 2019. And it's In Search because we're all in search of something.
It's been a pleasure. Have a good one.